Friday night. We've just watched Star Trek Picard. Yeah. Have you watched it? Because if you haven't,
spoiler alert.
Stop turn this off because this is spoiler alerts everywhere. Yes, we were just fresh off the heels of watching episode 2 of Star Trek Picard, which is episode Maps and Legends. What do we think?
Loved it. Had so many questions, but I love it.
Yeah, so many questions.
I've just sat there at some points. There's a bit where there's an image of Picard and a clock, and then they pan away. I was like, this stuff is beautifully shot.
Yeah, it's like the same moment as well. Actually, that looked expensive.
I did, yeah.
It's so simple. Oh gosh, Garrett, are you knocking out the Romulan already? Yeah, I think that's going to be the new language. Klingon was so 2019. And now
Romulan's the way forward.
Get that on Duolingo. So today we thought we'd talk about our reaction, talk about some of the many questions. Lots of things got cleared up, I think, as well. I feel a bit more clarity this week than I did last week.
Yeah.
And hello, Tim.
Hello.
And hello, Richard. So anyway, Sarah wasn't here last week for the very first episode. I mean, Kevin.
Actually, girl.
Someone better to be. So how have you found it? What do you
think? It's very, very good. I didn't understand. There seemed to be a little bit of criticism about the pace of the first episode, but I felt like it was over in a jiffy. I was like, oh, it's over. Like, you forget that it's only 45 minutes or something. So I thought the pace was okay, and yeah, it's very exciting, but I have lots of questions.
Yeah?
Lots of questions.
I wondered whether, because you kept saying you had lots of questions, but actually one of them you asked was actually we didn't know the answer to. So do you feel
Which one was that?
That was the one about, why doesn't Raffi...
Oh, what? Yeah, why does Raffi hate him?
Yeah. Hi, Christoph. So I wonder whether there's a bit of, because you aren't as familiar with TNG, do you feel you're meant to have more questions? Do you feel like maybe because you haven't got that background, like with Discovery,
I don't expect you to have questions like I have questions. I don't know what is like a normal Trekkie question and what's a question because I don't know. It's like the whole. I haven't actually seen All Good Things, so I didn't know about the brain thing.
Yeah.
I assumed it was something to do with the Borg implant. I don't know. So it's like little things like that. That's my lack of knowledge. But then there are actual things that nobody knows the answer to that question yet. So some of the questions are the same.
Yeah.
Some of the questions are the same.
Sometimes I wonder whether you think you don't know something because you haven't seen a previous
That's it,
episode, but in fact it's actually just...
No, none of us know why they don't. Although we think it could be in the third countdown. We haven't read that yet.
Oh yes, we need to read that, so we might read that later. Welcome to London, Christoph.
Hey.
Hope your trip went well. And hello, Heather and Jeff. What about you, Carol?
Oh, I really enjoyed it. I loved all the little nods, like when they started playing the TNG music, when you put the band, I was like, Welling. And when, obviously, they mentioned Riker, Worf, and Geordie. Good to know.
That was so good.
We feel like that's confirmation that Geordie did not die on Mars, which is what we were fearing, wasn't it?
I loved the whole thing going on with the...
I don't know if Periscope's working.
Ooh.
We'll just check that.
Yeah. The Borg cube. I liked what was going on with that.
I had no idea there was still Borg on it. That's really... I was sort of like, what's actually happening here? So half of it's almost like quarantined.
Well, that's what I thought. I instantly thought there was Borg on there when they said if you go into certain areas, the thing will flash green.
Yeah.
I thought you're likely to be assimilated in those areas. That's why there was a sign saying no assimilations for so many days.
Oh, I assumed it was like going to be a lack of gravity or something.
That's what I was thinking. But why would they have the sign saying no assimilations for so many days if there wasn't a possibility of assimilation?
But didn't the number of days relate to about 14 years, which was how old the artifact is? Periscope's having a little bit of trouble tonight. I don't know why. It's trying to send it, but
I assumed it was. I assumed it was like because obviously parts of that are exposed to space. They have a green shield up. So it's almost like I assumed it's going to be like a break in that, and
maybe
might get sucked out into space.
What's your guys' theory? Because we all have different.
Yeah.
Say that one again, Sarah.
I assumed that the little badges were like there was going to be a breach. In the hull, the force field, because obviously that's a part of that is exposed to space. So it was like if that flashes green, run.
Yeah.
If the Borg on the ship are no longer part of the collective, would they assimilate? Like, because they only assimilate you if you're a threat, isn't it? Or if they don't. You can walk past them and they won't even know you're there. Is what I'm thinking. So what are they actually doing with the Borg?
Well, it sounds like from what they said in the episode, they're reclaiming parts of them. So they're almost like restoring them back to humans. And he said, you know, people have different motives for doing so.
Yeah.
But.
So are they dead or alive?
They're alive.
Alive.
And it
So
took me
they're
2 watches to work that out, actually.
So I imagine it's like with Seven.
Yes. Yeah.
Rapidly taking all the where she didn't have many Borg appendages, these ones have more, and they're removing them.
So they're trying to put them back to what they were before.
Yeah, but the Romulans are also reclaiming some of the technology and selling it on. So it sounded like they were trying to profit from removing some of the tech. And then people like Daj are there for
the actual people.
For the people, yeah. So she's sort of helping them. Like she says, you're free now, you're okay. And the Romulans are like, look, we got some stuff.
I'm kind of assuming this is what's happened to Hugh, because we've seen pictures of Hugh, and he's not as Borgified.
Hugh wouldn't be in this group of people because he got. Well, actually, no, we don't know, do we? We don't know because he went back to the collective. So it could have been, but there's an interesting bit at the very end of the episode. Where Narvek and his sister Rizzo were just think of Grease.
Yeah.
I think of a little mouse from the Muppets.
I'm sorry. I just was to say I might be
let me just get all the windows going. Where did Facebook go?
Where's all the windows?
Hi Rebecca. There.
Oh, it's not in the 3rd comic. Damn it! Damn it!
Oh, we'll look forward to reading that later anyway. But yeah, so there's an interesting conversation with the brother and sister at the end where they say, have we found the nest yet?
Yes.
So and he says, and the other.
They've got ulterior motives, haven't they?
Yeah.
If they're the what they call the.
They're looking for a machine. Yeah. Have you found the nest? Have they told you where? Has the machine told you where it is yet, or something?
Yeah, it's like they're trying to find and they have a derogatory term they use, which basically implies where are the other. I took it as where are the other reformed drones.
Oh, is that what you?
That's what I took it as. But
so was she insulting Sarji?
Maybe
Sarji. Soji.
Sorry.
So was she insulting Soji?
Who?
Rizzo. Was she insulting?
I suspect so.
Yeah, that's the vibe that I took it. Like she was being quite rude about her.
I'm thinking that Maddox has made others because they say she hasn't activated yet. So it suggests there might have been other ones that have activated.
Maybe.
Do you think we'll actually get to see Maddox, like the actual Maddox?
I hope so.
I didn't. I watched the measure of the man or whatever it is. I watched it and it didn't click when they started talking about this Maddox guy.
Oh, really?
And then I was watching something like, oh my god, that's that guy. I was like, he actually did it. I was like, oh my gosh, that would be cool. That would be cool. There's something about when a Borg awakes, the behaviour might be unpredictable. So the green blinking could be if the Borg's kicked off.
Okay, yeah.
I guess it depends what species it is, really.
That's
if it was
true.
a Klingon, probably would be a bit unhappy.
That's true.
And what's with the evil Vulcan? I don't understand.
The bad Vulcan.
What's with the evil Vulcan?
So it looks, as
Starfleet's gone bad.
They're, surgically altered. Tim said, they have Romulans have infiltrated Starfleet, and this isn't the first time this has happened. I mean, I was thinking back. If you think back to Nemesis, they were planning to infiltrate Starfleet with a clone of Captain Picard. Shinzon was going to infiltrate Starfleet.
So we know that the Rizzo is a Romulan in disguise. So we think that possibly the Vulcan Commodore is a Romulan in disguise. I don't know.
Well, what do you think?
I've just never known an evil Vulcan before.
Really?
That's just a bit
There
weird.
have been bad Vulcans.
There have been bad ones.
And also, once you get beyond the rank of Admiral, clearly you are evil.
Yeah, and she's a Commodore.
And Commodore is
interesting. Well, we have
just very confused with all these bitchy women. What's going on? How dare she speak to Picard like that?
That was such a good scene, wasn't it? I looked like someone had slapped me with a wet
Literally, like, oh my god, to be fair, so did Picard.
Yeah. Yeah, let's start at the beginning anyway. We were like, let's just calm down for a minute. Oh, look at this. Crystal's got some interesting information. We won't see the original Maddox actor who's actually working as a scientist.
Wow.
We were surprised Maddox was mentioned. And Larry told you that. There we go. Larry, the wealth of knowledge there.
Oh, that's a shame. What, he's actually working as a scientist in real life?
I would imagine so, because he's in TV life, he is a scientist. So.
Enterprise Season 4. What happens in Enterprise Season 4?
Oh, yes.
I've got a long way to go.
Yes, the Brent Spiner episodes, I'm guessing you're talking about, Crystal. Yeah, okay, so anyway, let's go right back to the beginning, where it starts off. Right. Remember the beginning of the episode, we start off with this first contact day scene, which... First contact day is coming around faster each year, I think.
It really is,
it feels like just last week it was first contact day, and here we are again.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking about F8, who just seems hilarious and delightful, this bit of comic relief to start with.
But he goes bad.
He goes bad.
Something weird happened with his eyes.
Well, this is it, because before, I kind of thought maybe Synth had turned against, you know what, we're not going to be your slaves anymore, we're turning against you.
Oh, Matrix style.
Yeah. But actually it seems maybe instead they were activated.
So, like, in Discovery with Control.
Yeah. That's a good
I'm just
point.
going to go and grab my phone because my cousin had a point and I didn't really understand it. But it is about this. Maybe you can explain it to me.
And yeah, it was activated. In a similar way, I noticed B4.
Oh, yeah.
And then it got me thinking, B4, F8, was B4 actually intended as a funny name? You know, they said that
I assume.
Union soon had a penchant for whimsical names.
Well, I always assumed B4 was a whimsical name because it was meant to be before something else. Yeah.
What if it wasn't? What if actually maybe he was, because he was a more simpler android, as these ones are, what if it was something a bit more sinister than that? What if he was? And remember, he was. They say that the Romulans don't like, and they don't like to tamper with artificial life, but they used an android to.
Okay. So
to
you're
lure
saying
the Enterprise?
it's like the fourth B, so
Yeah,
it'd be
like
B8,
fourth,
B1, B2, yeah.
Second generation.
Oh, okay.
Workforce, which was then somehow pinched by Romulans. I'm just saying there's a really weird connection between B4 getting activated, F8 and the other synths getting activated, and there's the Romulans being involved.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
did your cousin have to say?
She like the one bit that she didn't quite get or was the reference to synthetic. She said, since when were they about? Data was always commented on as being unique. She has a lot of Star Trek knowledge, even I don't know this.
Yeah.
I know there were illegally genetically engineered humans like Bashir. What? But that was it. The Borg was always referred to as the Borg, a separate species which Janeway essentially wiped out. Unless that's a connection to Discovery, what with everything about Control. But it seems a bit forced. So she's like, the synths seem to have come out of nowhere, I think is her point.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I don't understand this.
They haven't come out of nowhere, I don't think. Time has passed. It's not like we're filling in a gap here.
Maddox has been playing.
Yeah.
Maybe Maddox. I think people are throwing a lot at Maddox, and maybe it's a bit
the
of
Daystream Institute as a whole.
Yeah.
As a whole,
I wonder whether we don't actually know for sure Maddox is even behind Daj and Soji.
we don't know.
If there's a
It could be the woman.
It could be what
Could be
woman?
the woman that looks like Kristen Bell. She
Oh.
could just be covering it all up.
Dr. Girardi.
Yeah,
She
could be
likes
her.
to make synthetic humans in her something. Yeah. Tim, that was a good one. The original name for B4 was going to be B9. Oh dear. So we know now the synths weren't acting out their own ambition, and they seem to be activated.
That's when his little eyes went funny.
Yeah, and then he shoots himself, which is quite interesting. I thought,
Why?
yeah,
It's a very human thing to do,
very
isn't
human
it?
thing to do, but maybe I wonder whether that was part of their program, so that their neural nets couldn't be analysed.
But the question is, if you think B4 is connected to the Romulan, do you think he's a Romulan plant? Because if so, why would he destroy the rescue ships?
Who, sorry?
Before. Oh, no,
The Romulans.
F8.
Yeah, if that's the flaw that is the flaw in the
in your
that
thinking.
theory.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, you got another theory.
I have more theories.
Oh, I love it.
Law.
Law.
It's all got to come back to law somewhere along the line, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's got to come back to
Not
law.
being mentioned, and not in a we don't want.
Conspicuous in his absence.
Yeah, but not in a we don't want to pay the writer sort of way, like some of the other androids.
Like, we're going to see you later.
Like, law is fair game because it's data.
Yeah.
But it was Brent Spiner, you know, and it's you know it's law. So law also could activate other androids.
Yeah, that's true.
He could control
Is
data.
that with the little...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also we had a bit of thing for the Borg.
That's true.
He was very interested in the Borg. So
Yeah.
Law could be at the heart of it all.
yeah, and he probably has the capability to make androids.
He may even favour the same look in a daughter as Data would.
And he was, yeah, exactly. And one of his things was when he was experimenting with the Borg, he wanted to create a more organic-looking android. And he was experimenting with the Borg to make them look.
And he had a
more...
thing about family as well, didn't he? He wanted his family together.
Yeah, that's a good point. So law is my other theory. And then the other one is, could it be somehow connected to AI from Discovery? Could it surface up? I haven't really fleshed that one out.
Where are we in relation? Discovery's still quite far in the future, isn't it? From where we are in like the current.
Years, yeah.
Right. Okay.
But
But it does seem like this is the turn in Starfleet. It seems like
Yeah.
it goes downhill from there.
Something else we learned in that big speech today was that Admiral Clancy, her name was. I wonder, her first name was Kirsten, and I wondered whether that was a tribute to Kirsten Bayev, one of the writers.
We've not seen her before. She's a new
Nope,
character.
She's a new character, but hadn't the actress appeared on Star Trek before? I saw a post.
I saw that post too, and I looked it up because I thought, that doesn't look right to me.
No.
I looked it up myself, and they're not the same actress.
Oh, okay.
I saw that post too, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, cool. But no, there's an ensign called Ensign Clancy in G, because I thought, wow, it looked like she'd aged like 50 years otherwise in 25, which, you know, I feel that way sometimes. Yeah, so we learn more about the backstory, including that many Federation planets decided they were going to withdraw from the Federation should they carry on helping Romulans, which makes you feel just a little bit more sympathetic to the Federation, you know?
Yeah, I was going to
a
say.
little bit more.
Yeah, it's like,
They weren't being...
So the Romulans like fundamentally quite bad.
they're not a popular
They're baddies.
It's like it's kind of a bit like Nations on Earth, you know, like you can be met like take Russia for example.
They're always
Russian government not very good.
Russian people.
Okay, we know Russian people.
Yeah,
I think it's like that across.
they're tarred across.
Yeah.
Okay. Are the Romulans and the Vulcans? You could possibly answer this, but related distantly?
Sorry, say that again.
The Vulcans and the Romulans.
Yes, they are.
Oh, I was going to say
You
because
need to watch Unification.
Because
I thought that was a Romulan Commodore. I thought the Commodore was Romulan.
Yeah.
Maybe because she's evil.
And she might be.
She might be.
She's presenting herself as a Vulcan, and we can tell was because she had on the box. She had the IDIC symbol on her desk.
What? Which means she's actually Vulcan.
It means that box was Vulcan, but Vulcans have that box.
But she came to take up Picard. Like, that's not.
Oh yeah, she's definitely a baddie.
Yeah, there's no good. Whatever your motives, there's no good behind that. You know.
Now we got something right last week. Do you remember we said about the group of Romulans? Oh no, actually, it might not have been one. You know, where it says speak English. It could be that they are actually, you know, Federation people in that group of Romulan assassins.
I feel like they're not Section 31, but they're like a secret faculty, aren't they? Like they're like
what do they call them? Let me find it.
What was the spit thing about?
The Zart
The poisonous spit.
Just killed her, didn't it?
Yeah. I thought you were going to say we were right that Darja's memories were implanted.
Oh yes, you were right about that. She's about 3 years old, it seems, which is something else we learnt.
So I thought that was interesting. What happened 3 years ago?
Yeah. What happened 3 years ago? Yes, good ones indeed.
I love I don't know her name, but the Irish.
Loris.
Oh my God, I just love her.
She was so
much. Like, you can go with him and die as well.
She's brilliant. I think the line of the century is, "You cheeky fuckers."
Yeah. It was just really cool with all that stuff she was doing, like the technology stuff.
Yeah,
like,
she plays that really well. That kind
I
of.
still don't know why she's Irish, but you know.
I wondered this. I wondered like whether you have a universal translator or you're learning a language. You know, like people who learn languages will pick an accent from what they learn. So it could be, you know,
the actress is possibly Irish. You know, I love her.
Learn English through Chief O'Brien or something.
I think she's amazing.
We love her.
Love her. And we saw. Oh God, the curly haired lady for the first time. That was exciting.
Ruffy
Pulled up in his taxi.
Really cool. Actually, we got some pictures here. So we saw Ruffy, and that was a hilarious scene.
Loved that.
Wait to hear their backstory.
Yeah.
Why did she hate him so much?
This just the whole Laris and Jabbar. We just love them.
Yeah.
What was this one? Oh yeah, this scene.
Boo.
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 Oh, we've got to talk about this.
Oh my
God! This is a bit raunchy for Star Trek. Is this even allowed?
They did the sex.
They did the sex.
My.
He's quite. Yeah, I do like him. He's quite sexy.
Do you? Oh,
Sexy.
that is terrible. He's bad. That makes him instantly unattractive.
But is he bad?
I was going to say, is he bad? I reckon he's going to fall in love with her and then he's going to ultimately want to save her.
Neil said she's basically like a human fleshlight. I mean, that's what you said. Oh, there's a fully functional.
This is like Data
Did
is.
have an Aussie accent, so you know everyone can have a weird
That's
accent.
what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
There's speculation. Oh, God, I don't know the names yet. The hot Romulan is Nero's brother.
Which one's the hot one?
The one that's
Narak.
bedded.
Oh,
yeah, Narak. Yeah.
I came up with that theory.
Yeah, yeah, but I've seen that as well. Like, yeah, they copied your theory.
I don't know if they. If I came
Yeah,
up with
because
it.
because he talks about his brother, doesn't he? He
Yeah.
talks about his brother and who recently
we found
died.
out the timeline was wrong.
Oh.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, very sad point. Picard's
Oh my God.
Dying.
Yeah.
Dying.
Yeah.
soon as they said the parietal. I'm like, please don't be parietal.
No.
Please don't be an anomaly. The
Yeah.
parietal lobe.
Yeah.
As soon as he said it, was like Dr. Crusher saying it all over again.
I know. I was like, what are they doing to us?
I can't handle
I
killing
just
Picard. Don't do it.
watched all good
I
things,
did.
and it's so hard.
I have a feeling that when Picard is over,
It will end on his deathbed.
Picard will be over.
Ugh.
Oh my God, that will be the scene where they all reunite, like all of them.
Oh.
By
Dr.
his
Crusher finally
deathbed.
turns up.
By his deathbed.
No. Q will take in the continuum.
Yeah. Oh,
Ooh.
to spend eternity together.
That's how it'll end.
Aw. Yeah, I think that's.
Just saying it right.
That's
That's how it's
putting
ending.
the stamp on it. I think that will be his thing. This will be his last hurrah before.
Yes.
Tim, you make an interesting point about the black device. I was going to mention that.
Oh
Because
yes.
I thought it was just jewelry. I'm like, but no, on the Ready Room they did say it's a device, some technology, which I'm like,
Why would you sleep in it?
interesting. Yeah.
Maybe his sister's listening in.
What have you got about the Doctor, Rebecca? What's up with the Doctor? But
Have we seen him before? Because he says
No,
about the Stargate.
no.
Is he a brand new character?
he is,
Oh,
and
okay.
I love that because we know everything about Captain Picard's life for 20 years almost. But actually having that characters pop up from other parts of his life, like the Stargazer. I always felt some sort of jealousy whenever Picard talked about the Stargazer. Like,
Because you never got to see it.
no, because I thought, I'm like, oi, what's wrong with the Enterprise?
Yeah.
You know?
Stay with your
Much better.
Stay with your love. Stay with your love.
Lieutenant Rizzo did call Narek baby brother, so they are clearly brother and sister.
And so did Q give Picard a heads up about the Euromatic syndrome? Should that be what he had to, because he did get some early tests that wouldn't, he got.
He didn't seem shocked, did he?
No, it's like
he
he
did
knew.
not seem shocked.
Yeah.
And he was always like, oh yeah, we knew this would become an issue one day, or could become an issue one day. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Bluetooth.
Okay, let's do some GIFs real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did I do? Okay. Whose meme is that anyway?
Hey.
Okay, so we've got some good ones on the internet today, and I quite like this one from Riker's Beard. At least it was posted on Riker's Beard. Maybe they wrote it, maybe they didn't. But here it is. I named him number 1 because he reminded me of an old friend. You see, I spend most of my time trying to stop him.
Love it.
Love it.
Love it. Well done. And this one is made by us. Do you remember the... What did I do? Read that bottom text. This was the...
Dolly Parton challenge.
Dolly Parton challenge is what I'm looking for.
Well done, Sam. Awesome. I love the Tinder one.
Me too.
What's that going to do?
Another one by us. Oh my god, we're on fire.
Yeah. You're on fire.
Okay, we'll think back to Picard last week with Darja's necklace.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. But yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, all of the necklaces he didn't say.
I know.
Now.
I know. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And then I haven't posted this one yet, so you're getting a nice
exclusive.
little
Trek Girls
preview.
exclusive.
I haven't posted this one yet, thought I'd share it here today. Love it.
Love it.
There were a lot of F-bombs today.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like they were like, oh, Discovery, we're not going to let you get away with that. Yes, so that's where we are. So what were your highlights of this week's episode?
Tough. I'm gonna go Combadge TNG music.
Oh yeah, good moment. Good moment.
I like this scene where he meets his ex, number 1.
Oh, Ruffy.
Ruffy, yeah. With the, is that the 49 or is that the 46? And he just turns it around.
Yeah.
Yeah, she loves him still.
I liked him mentioning Worf, Geordi, and Riker. I was a bit like Troy. I can let off because I'm like, okay. Sometimes when you talk about your friends who are couples, you just refer to one of them and you know you mean both. I'm gonna go with that.
No reference to Crusher,
No reference to Crusher. Where was Crusher? And that was
again conspicuous. By
a bit weird. Yes, that was a nice moment for me. What about you?
I did like the scene where they went into the apartment, and they were
that's
scanning, and
cool.
then like I had no idea what this stick. You know, is this something? It's like some laptop communication device.
That was really cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, she's very clever. That Romulan bird.
I'm also loving
Excelsior.
the styling of it.
Oh yeah.
Everyone looks fabulous all the time.
Oh, elbow padded
Oh,
jumper.
yeah. I really hope he knits his sweaters himself.
Oh.
I imagine the scene of him just knitting. I'd love that if he knits his own jumpers. My daddy. Okay, everyone. Let's do
Surprising lack of number 1 today. I was a bit
Yes.
sad about that. to be
our number 1 of the week. So this is a really shit scene I put together like 2 minutes before the video started.
Do you put S Club 7 on in the background? You're
I was thinking
number 1.
I do anything.
Thing for you.
I was actually thinking of Blondie. I'm gonna be your
Number 1. Yeah.
So, who stole this week's episode? Who was outstanding?
The Irish Romulan for me.
Yeah.
Laris.
That's the one.
I
Yeah.
can't just go around calling people the Irish Romulan.
The Irish Romulan. That's so
God.
racist. Yeah, Laris.
Laris,
She's definitely
yes. Laris
she
Romulan.
stood out for
Yeah.
me today.
We love her. She needs her own sitcom or something. Although that said, I gotta admit, I'm really related to one character in particular. It just saying about his face, it just makes me laugh. Dude, where is it?
Who is it?
Is it here? Oh man, I'm gonna go. Oh yeah, here it is.
This guy.
I can't even call it this guy. This guy. Oh my god, do you know why I like this guy? Because he gives me hope that I could get a job in Starfleet. Yeah, I'll just be on the desk. Who are you? You're the greatest admiral in Starfleet. Oh yeah.
It's really weird because he pretends to not know him at all, and then he says, "Oh, great to see you back out and about."
Yeah.
Like, were you just faking it? Like,
Well, no, I kind of thought he thought, oh, he's an old man. Nice to see you up and about.
oh, maybe he
I
still had no idea who
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
That's how I
So
read it.
that just made me chuckle. That I was like, oh yeah, that would so be me. I would have that job.
Have a good day.
Yeah. You would believe who came into the office today.
Let's hope they don't hear some of your office conversations.
So many stories to tell you off camera. Anyway, that's all we got time for today. We've got to just look forward to what they're calling the last episode of the pilot next week. Apparently it's a 3-way.
So this is almost like a 3-part.
Yeah.
He's got an awful lot of crew to form yet. We've got a lot more people to watch.
I think there'll be the forming and then the adventure will start in a ship.
Yeah. Is there going to be a mid-season break?
I don't know actually.
Oh, I've heard horrible rumours that there will be.
No, God, I can't
Why
handle
would
it.
you do that?
I found myself this whole episode watching it, and every time the scene ended, I'm like, don't finish.
Yeah. I was really shocked when it ended. When it did, I was like, no,
there was
no more.
Yeah. It is.
I can't. We're so used to binge watching, like then to have to wait a whole week.
I
like
know, it's hard.
More.
But I'm kind of grateful for it at the same time.
Yeah, we'd be a bit. Your head would be just.
Yeah,
your head would explode.
Yeah, it would.
Imagine trying to condense 10 hours into 30 minutes of talking.
Yeah. That would not work.
Traffic Girls marathon.
Anyway, guys, that's all we've got time for tonight.
Thank you,
We
guys.
can't wait for next week's episode. May the week go quickly for you.
Yes.
Thank you all so much for joining us. Oh, Gary, what's brown and sticky? Oh, let's all come up with some better Star Trek dad jokes as well. We need to. We can do better, I'm sure, but that was a good scene. Take care, everyone.